Welcome back to Twist Takes Podcast, episode 28. College football is finally out, so we're even more excited to review some of the teams. This week we are doing the SEC and the American Conference. Same thing as last week. Win totals, our sleepers, underwhelming teams, who we think is going to be one of the better players, and our eventual conference champs. Peyton, how's it going?
It's going good, man. I've learned how to recruit on this game. So that is good. Um and I move in 2 days now, so I'm excited about that.
I see you're repping the hat.
I am.
Michael, how's it going?
It's going. It's nice to have the college football games back. Just been playing that and um, just a whole lot of college football going on right now, honestly.
I think it's going to make the time pass a lot more.
For sure.
If
For
if I
sure.
ever need my fixing, I can just sim Rutgers versus Iowa and get a nice bowl of popcorn.
You just should make the CPU play as the teams, and you just watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And Dante, how's it going?
Going good. I've been grinding. Get to say how my team's gonna do today. Temple. I'm obviously just spoiler alert. Obviously going with the over. Can't go with the under on my boys. But yeah, I mean it's going good. A lot of college football for July for sure. Doesn't feel like July.
So now on Heisman mode, do you think you'll get more wins than Temple will this season?
No,
It
I'm not good. I'm just not good at this
Heisman
game.
mode is impossible.
is.
It's
It's
so hard.
all right. Well, let's get started with SEC because same thing as last week. There are a lot of teams in this conference. This one, like I know, like the Big Ten feels ruined for me, but having Texas and Oklahoma in the SEC doesn't feel too weird for me. Um,
Yeah, I mean, as far as the realignments go, I think it's definitely the most realistic of like the stretches. I mean, obviously Washington, Oregon, Cal, Stanford being in um one of which being the Atlantic Coast Conference, and then
yeah,
the other being the Big Ten, I think is a little strange.
the only thing I'll just miss is some of those Big Ten or Big 12 rival games that
I
we'll
mean,
miss now.
Pac-12. Pac-12.
Yeah. No. Big 12.
Oh, like
Like
Texas.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Well,
All right,
I
well
got
let's
some
start.
news for you.
All right, let's
Still
start
exists.
with Alabama. Alabama's win total is 9.5. Peyton, what do you have?
The under. Give me the under on Bama. I can't believe I'm saying that in the year 2024, but give me their under.
Michael, what do you got?
I too have the under. I think that never mind. I won't elaborate yet.
Dante, what do you got?
I got the under. They're filming TikTok videos now. That's not Bama. They're going
Mm.
8-4.
Yeah, and I also have the under. I feel like that's going to be a common pick because obviously everyone's going to say, well, they don't have Saban now, which I think it does matter, but like they're not going to be a shit team. I just don't think they're going to win the big games this
Yeah, I mean
season.
they have to go 10-2. I
Yeah.
just don't think that's a given.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I think their schedule looks pretty tough.
Mhm.
Um, I I will probably end up regretting taking this under, and this will probably end up looking really stupid when they end up playing well. I mean, I think, um, I mean, they still have a good coach at the end of the day, but
Mhm. And a good team. Yeah,
and
I
again, I
all
also
right.
don't love Milrose personally.
Yeah, I don't think he's bad. All right, next up is Arkansas. Their line is at 4.5. Payne, what you got for the Razorbacks?
I'm taking the over on the Razorbacks.
Okay. Michael.
I have the under and don't see 5 games for them.
Mhm. Dante.
I'll be taking the under as well.
And I also have the under. When I was doing these two, them and Mississippi State, they were kind of the same for me. And I think 4.5 for them is a little high
For well, Mississippi
for
State
Arkansas.
3.5.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
saying
that's why I think like they're perfect like 4 middle ground.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll really come down to their out of conference games. They should have 3 wins automatically.
Yeah. All right, next team up is Auburn. Payne, what you got?
I'm taking over 7.5.
All right, Michael.
I'm gonna continue the trend here, and I'm taking the under.
You're just a hater of the SEC.
I guess so. I think
Everybody has to win the games that they play.
I have
He's
a lot of
rooting for-
unders in the first half of this list. You'll see it doesn't really stop there.
Dante, what do you have?
I got the over 8-4 as well.
I also have the over for Auburn. All right. Next up is the Gators at 4.5. Do I dare say this is criminally low? Payne, what do you got?
The under.
Oh, Michael.
I lied. It does stop here, but there's going to be quite a few unders after this. I have the over. I think 4.5 is so low. I've seen a lot of sports books with it at 5.5 personally, but
yeah, I didn't check for this one to see how favorite it was for the over. I assume it would be. Dante, what do you have?
Yeah, I got the over. I mean, they're not. They have my thing with them is they have a 5th-year quarterback, and that just seems to be such a big thing for a lot of these teams, particularly teams with tough schedules. I think they squeeze out 1 or 2 of them, go 6-6, squeak in a bowl game.
Yeah, I also have the over for the Gators. Just picturing the Gators ending with 4 wins, I can't have that in my brain.
Dude, their coach is not a Power 4 football coach, though.
He's a Power 4 recruiter.
Their coach is a great recruiter.
Great recruiter, but that doesn't really matter if you can't coach.
I think it's going to depend on if he delegates the play calling. Personally, I think that's going to play a large role in how far they go.
I can see that for sure.
All right, next up is Georgia at 10.5. Payne, what do you got?
I mean, dare I take the over in this? Carson Beck is nasty, so
He's
So what are you
nasty
taking?
Snapchats.
You taking over or under, Payne?
I said the over.
Okay.
I have the under, and I just think that their schedule's too tough. I mean, I realistically could see 4 losses on this schedule. Realistically, I don't think it'll happen.
Where?
I think Clemson's a tough game right off the rip. Bama, another tough one.
Aren't they at Ole Miss?
At Ole Miss,
Yes.
and against Tennessee. I mean, I think realistically.
Oh, come on, stop it.
Yeah, I don't see. Well, I guess you could argue Clemson, but I don't see
have them with 1 loss, and it is on the road.
To Ole Miss.
You slide.
I mean, I see your argument there. I could see them losing at both Texas and, well, I guess you could argue Ole Miss. And I mean, they're at Alabama too, but
Oh wait, are they home or on the road against Texas? I forgot.
they're at Texas.
Okay,
Wait, no.
then that
Yes.
influences my decision because I'm taking the under now instead of the over. They're gonna go 10-2 and lose at Texas and at Ole Miss.
I'm gonna stay with the over. I don't see them struggling against Clemson, Alabama, and then I hope they escape with a win from Texas or Ole Miss.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I
next
mean,
up-
Ole Miss historically does not win those huge primetime games like that. But I actually, you'll see later, I really like them this year.
I don't know if you're all looking on ESPN. They already have the lines up for those games.
That's crazy.
So they have Georgia
Already?
minus 6.5 at Ole Miss, Georgia minus 1.5 at Texas, Georgia minus 4.5 at Alabama.
Why is Alabama getting more love than Ole Miss? Maybe it's because Ole Miss never wins those games, but I don't see any way. If Ole Miss is underdogs against Bama, I would be smashing the shit out of that.
All right. Next up is Kentucky at 6.5. Peyton,
I have the under.
Michael,
I also have the under.
Dante,
Under.
and I also have the under. Not a Kentucky fan.
Yeah, a lot of turnover there too.
Well, that was quick. Next one is LSU 9.5. Peyton,
The under.
6 for 7. Give me the under.
Dante.
Yeah, I'm going back to the under. Another 8-4-ish team.
God, we are SEC haters. I also have the under for LSU. Oh my God.
I just think their defense isn't good enough to win them 10 games, and they lost their Heisman quarterback. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
And their top 2 receivers.
yeah. Other fair points.
All right, next one up is Mississippi State. Fan.
Dude, I feel like this was a good line, but I think they go over just barely.
Mhm.
I have the over. I think I was going back and forth with them as my dark horse team.
Dante.
Over. The 3.5 is low.
Mhm. Yeah, same thing. I already spoiled it. I'd say over as well. It's hard for me to take them as their dark horse because I only see I like their start. They start 3-0 in my mind, and then they just have to win either at home against Arkansas or UMass, and then you've hit your over.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and that's
Are those
5
the
right there.
2 that are either or?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they start 3-0 against Eastern Kentucky, Arizona State, and Toledo. And then to
Well,
hit
hold
the
on, wait.
over,
Well,
I
my
would.
question is, why is Arizona State and Auto
I was
winning?
gonna say
UMass
that
isn't?
too.
Yeah. What?
I was
no,
gonna
I'm
say
just
that too.
saying, no, I'm not. I'm just saying if they start 3-0, they just only have to win one at home at either Arkansas
Oh
or
yeah.
UMass.
If they start
Oh.
3-0 though, I would
Yeah.
say that they have 3 guaranteed wins, and then they have to win one of Arkansas or
Arizona State.
Arizona
Mhm.
State.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
that one is on the road.
yeah.
But then the problem is I don't see another win outside of that. I don't see him taking another game.
No, I doubt it. Egg Bowl, they could always. I mean, I don't think they will, but I never count out rivalry
Shut
games.
up. Shut
I
up.
just don't. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't count out rivalry games unless it's Georgia Tech. That's the only one that I'll count out.
Really? Because Georgia Tech was winning in the 3rd quarter last year.
Yeah, and then they lost by what, like 3 touchdowns?
No, they only lost by 8.
Oh, well, I'd love to see it.
All right, next up is Mizzou at 9.5. Peyton.
I'm taking the under. And that was a tough under for me, but I think they win 9 games.
I'm taking the over. They don't really have a hard schedule, and they're also a little bit more experienced than last year. And did they have 10 wins last year? I want to say
I think so. Yes, I think I saw that.
So these
had
lines, let me just clarify. These lines are regular season lines.
Yes,
Correct.
regular season does not include bowl.
Okay.
correct.
Dante, what you got?
All right. I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for the schedule being so easy, probably the easiest schedule in the SEC, this would have been the easiest under ever in my entire life. I'm still going with the under, but I think they still win 8 games because that schedule is fucking terrible.
8 games. I mean, you're a game and a half below you're a game and a half below their line.
Yeah, and their schedule is so easy that and that's what it took for me to get to 8. 9.5 is absurd.
Okay. That is your Virginia Tech, by the way. 8 games, winning 8 games with that schedule is crazy when they won 10 last year and they still have Cook and Burden.
But they still lost the best player on that offense. You know, the guy who ran for 1,600 yards or so.
Who?
Schroeder asked. Fuck you. I got both in.
I have the over for them. I really like them this year. So I have them over 9.5. All right, next up is Oklahoma at 7.5. Peyton.
I have the under. I don't think Big 12 offense is ready for SEC defense, and I mean, the Big 12 doesn't play any defense whatsoever. So
Yeah, I'm taking the under as well.
Dante.
I'll join on the under, but this one's really tough. I think 7-5 is perfect for them.
Geez, yeah, I'm not an Oklahoma fan this year. I have the under as well. We really hate the SEC. We hate these teams.
No, I just think they give the good teams too much credit. I think it's a marathon, not a sprint, and a lot of these teams are going to be gassed.
All right, next up is Ole Miss. Here you go, Peyton. It's 9.5.
over.
Yeah, I already clicked it.
Number one poll class in the nation. They're going over.
Give me the over as well.
Yeah, I'm smashing that over. The thing is, their defense wasn't that great, and they had the top defensive They had two of the top defensive recruits. I love Yam Banks so much, by the way.
Mhm.
I wanted Florida to get him so bad.
And Walter.
Yeah, obviously.
I also have the over for them as well. We're matching each other on these. I don't think there's been many that we've been separate on. All right. Next up is South Carolina, the Gamecocks at 5.5.
I'm taking the over. I love Goggles Boy.
This was a tough one for me, but I took the under.
I'm going over. They'll be bowl eligible.
I have the under for them. Not a Gamecock, although I'm repping them right now. Not a Gamecock.
Yeah, what?
Just the shirt I had in my closet. Next up is Tennessee at 8.5. Big.
For Tennessee, I am going over 8.5, actually.
Mhm.
That one was tough for me too.
Michael,
I also have the over.
Dante.
Freshman quarterback in that gauntlet schedule is going to get crushed. I'm going to go with the under.
See, I feel the same thing, but I think they have an easier schedule. I don't think they're just going to get mollywopped in every game. So I have the over there. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that far under. I think talent wise they could win. They could win 9 games. I just think I don't know.
So Ryan, you have the under as well.
I have the over. I have the over for Tennessee. All right. Next up is the Aggies, Texas A&M. Peyton.
Under 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
I
Michael?
also have the under here.
Again,
Dante?
8.5 is just crazy for them. I don't get it. Under.
I also have the under as well. Big haters. Big haters of the Aggies. All right. Next up is Texas at 10.5.
Under.
You take Georgia under as well?
No.
But yes,
I
you
have-
said over.
I have the Texas over.
Over. Yours. Him.
Undefeated, 12-0. Undefeated, 12-0. Give me the over.
I don't think any team could ever really go 12-0 in this SEC this year. I think it's going to be so tough.
They don't play Alabama though, or Ole Miss,
Yeah, they have an easy schedule.
or
Texas has an
Mizzou.
easy schedule. Yeah.
They do have to play Michigan though.
Yes, that's
at Michigan.
Yeah, that's at Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's.
I don't know if they would ever schedule that non-conference game, but more power to them, I guess.
Well, they did it before. I mean, I don't know if that was before they knew they were going to be in the SEC or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess big schools certainly buy out big schools, but.
All right, and our last one, the problem child, Vanderbilt at 2.5. Dayton.
Honestly, I'm taking the over.
I'm smashing the over.
Yeah, I'm
Dante?
taking the over. Cherokee County quarterback. I can't doubt him.
I'm just gonna be different. I'm just gonna take the under. It is just crazy that their line is 2.5 when they have both. I mean, I think Ball State will beat them. It's just at Vanderbilt is tough, but
Ball State is like the worst team in FCS or FBS football.
I think they'll be
Yeah,
better.
that's a violation of Vanderbilt.
But yeah, I mean, there are other games that they have to win that are Alcorn State or Georgia State.
But I just feel like this team, this Vanderbilt team, could steal a game or two. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because they've been.
Is it home? Is it home against Texas?
Yes.
They just, for whatever reason, they haven't upset a team in forever. Like I feel like they're bound to have some crazy upset that just like. When's the last time they won like a conference game? That was
Great
like a
question.
decent.
Do they still have that girl kicker, or do they finally have a kicker?
Wasn't that like 2 years ago?
That was longer than that ago.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure I was in Sovie when that happened.
Yeah, I was in high school.
They're gonna beat up on that bum ass Virginia Tech team, that's for sure.
Oh yeah? How much money do you want to put on that?
I mean, listen, all I'm saying is can you not see them winning against
Bro, I
Alcorn
took the
State?
over, bro, but they are not touching Virginia Tech.
No. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Ryan here. How can you
Okay,
not see them
20
beating
here.
Ball State,
Here.
Georgia State, and Alcorn State? I mean, come
I'm
on.
just saying I want to take I don't want to keep being the same as everyone, so I'll take the under.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. I think they
In
could
20
beat South Carolina.
here, Michael, in 2022, they upset 24 Kentucky, 24-21, and then beat Florida the next week, 31-24.
I mean, wow, that was like that's a miracle run from them right
Oh,
there.
and then were they up? No, they got blown out 56-0 at home against Tennessee.
So is that Vanderbilt's best 2-game stretch of all time?
What about those 2 games that they won and that one dude was like, oh, yeah, we got Bama next week.
Oh,
So that was probably, I think that was this year because they started 3-1. They beat Hawaii,
Yeah,
Elon.
because they totally played against Jalen Hurts at Alabama this year. Yep.
Well, I meant the 2022 year that I was talking about. That's too early, right?
Just by the way, we have 6 teams that we all agree on, and it would be 7 if Ryan didn't want to be different.
I think it has to be that year. Opinion.
What year?
The 2022.
That was not 2022, bro. Jalen Hurts was the quarterback of Alabama.
Yeah, but I don't see another year.
he was right. We were next on their schedule.
Theoretically.
He was like, theoretically, he is correct. We are next on their schedule.
All right. Underwhelming.
Dane, what you got?
My underwhelming team is the Crimson Tide.
Okay.
But I feel like this might be like a popular answer, but I guess from your all's reactions, it's not gonna be. But they have no Nick Saban. I did add I could get totally burned here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them ending with 8 wins, but that has got to be like the floor. I like their line at 9.5 personally.
I like it because I don't think they'll go over. So I don't hate it as like a underwhelming pick.
Yeah, and I'm going to do another big team. I'm taking Georgia as my underwhelming team.
Okay.
I could see them losing 3 games. I mean, I really could.
Dante, what you got?
Well, I would go with Missouri if their schedule wasn't so damn easy. But honestly, I think this is a layup. It's Texas A&M every single year.
I'm going to match you,
Texas
Dante.
A&M again this year.
Yep, I have Texas A&M as well. I think 8.5 is way too high for them. I like them for 6.
They're
I
just
like
their
them for
home
maybe even 5.
atmosphere. Their home atmosphere can steal them a big game or 2. I think.
Yeah, that home atmosphere really helped them against App State.
Mhm.
What did they end with last year? 7 wins?
I don't remember. Texas A&M, the house on it.
All right. Dark horse team.
South Carolina and Lenoris Sellers.
Put those goggles on.
I mean, their line is 5.5. So what? They win 7 games, and I win the biggest surprise in this.
Well, no, because I thought we were doing like since it's 5.5, you would get 1 because it's technically 6.
No,
Or you want to do 1.5.
There's no difference. They're all half point games. Like there's no even lines. If there was an even line, maybe, but I have Vandy as my dark horse.
Okay.
I think they win those 3 games, and I think they steal 1, and it gets them to 4.
I mean,
All right,
Dante,
I'm gonna be biased. I'm going with the Florida Gators. I still honestly they get Miami at home in week 1. I think playing them week 1 at home is gonna really benefit them. A lot of transfers at Miami. And then at that point, I think they got UCF. They really have to all they have to do at that point is make 1 or 2 upsets at home, and they'll be at 6 or 7, and their line's 4.5. So
last week, didn't you take Miami to win the ACC?
no, I took Clemson.
Okay. I was gonna because then the rest. Then I know at least 2 of us did. I was wondering if that was you. I was gonna say
No, it was you and Ryan.
That if like the most mediocre Florida team of all time is going to beat the ACC champs. That I see, which was you didn't pick them. So
No, I don't. I still don't think their defense is very good. I think their offense will be solid, but I don't like that defense at all.
My sleeper team is going to be Auburn. I really like their line for the over. I like them for 9. And then if they can get an upset against Alabama, that's 10 for me. Uh, hoping Payne Thorne goes back to his great Michigan State days. That's what I'm relying on.
MVP.
Of course, you know who I'm going with. I'm going with Jackson Dart.
It's a dart.
I'm also going with Jackson Dart.
I'll go. I'm gonna go with. I was thinking about going with the receiver. I'm gonna go with Quinn Ewers.
I thought about receiver too. I thought about Trey Harris actually.
I was thinking about Evan Stewart. I think he's gonna go absolutely ape shit this year.
I'm going to go with Brady Cook of Mizzou.
Wait,
I like that too. If you think they're going to have a good year, I like that pick.
All right, you know what? I'm going to be different than Peyton and switch mine up, and I'm going to play off of Ryan and go with Luther Burden.
I like that pick too. So what now? A conference
Yep.
runner-up.
Yep. So who do you think is going to be in the matchup and win?
I think the matchup is Ole Miss and Georgia, and obviously I think Ole Miss is going to win that. I think Ole Miss beats Georgia twice this year.
Okay.
So,
Michael, what you got?
I have Ole Miss losing to Texas.
really?
All right.
Is that what you actually have?
No, I'm fucking with you.
Well, because I also have Ole Miss losing to Texas. Fuck you.
All right, fair.
This is so tough because like I said, when I went through and did the schedule, I had a lot of teams at like 10-2, and I don't know how the tiebreaker works and stuff. So I just went with who I liked. I have Texas beating Mizzou. Um,
All right.
well, if 3 of us 4 are correct and Ole Miss is playing in the SEC championship, I will be elated. And then we're going to lose Jackson Dart to the draft, so it doesn't really matter. But
Is it in Atlanta this year? I feel like it's always in Atlanta.
and then guess what? I will be in Atlanta that year.
All right.
all right, moving on to the
Moving on.
American Conference. God bless the USA.
I'm
we'll
not
do
gonna
the
lie.
same
This
thing.
might be the most boring conference in college football.
Whoa, we're starting off with a hard hitter out here.
No, this conference sucks.
I mean, come on, but it can't be a boring conference if the highest over under is 9.5. I'm sorry. It's gonna be fun.
But the meat and the potatoes of the conference sucks.
Yeah.
You're right.
It might
Right.
be the worst conference. It might be worse than the MAC. I'm dead serious.
In terms of fun to watch, absolutely, it's worse than the MAC.
Oh yeah, MACtion's number 1 for fun to watch.
Tuesday night college football is unbeatable.
All right, let's start with them. So we'll do reverse order like we did last time. So first one is Army at 5.5. I'm going to be a homer, and I'm going to go with the over for Army.
I got the under. I don't think they're good.
I'm also taking the under.
I 3 have the under.
Sleeping on Army. Disrespectful to our troops.
Yawn. I love the troops, but yeah.
They don't know how to play football. All right, next up is Charlotte at 3.5. I have the under for Charlotte. Not there.
I mean, I have to take the over by default because that conference is so dog shit. I feel like they're gonna win a few games, right?
Give me the over. I like the clit.
Club Lit is gonna not be lit this year, and they are going to go under 3.5.
All right, next up is East Carolina. I have the over at 6.5. I have the over for East Carolina.
Yeah, I have the over as well.
I have the under.
Okay, I have the over.
And next up is FAU at 6.5. I have the under for them.
My new local team. Still fuck them. They're going under 6.5. They're going 4-8.
I have the over.
I have the under because they have the worst quarterback in the entire conference.
Michael, you can't be an FGCU grad and pick the over on FAU. What's wrong with you, man?
It's a fair point. That's a fair point.
They have the worst quarterback in the entire conference.
That's sad.
You know who it
All right,
was?
next up we
You know who
have
their quarterback is, Michael?
No.
You watched him play at Georgia State last year with me.
Oh, really? When they kicked the shit out of Marshall and lost
Yes.
me money?
Yes. So Marshall's old quarterback transferred to FAU, and he is their starter.
That's fair. He was kind of a crybaby. Can't lie.
She was trash.
All right, next up we have Memphis at 9.5. Give me the over. They're going to dominate this conference.
Yeah, they might. They're going to go undefeated in the conference. Over.
I got the over as well.
Yeah, I mean this might honestly be the easiest over of the entire episode today.
I mean, yeah, it's like say they lose to Florida State, giving them 2 more losses there. Or wait, no, they can only have 1 more. Still, I still like them there. All right, next up is Navy at 5.5. Give me the under. They're going to lose against Army.
Yeah, over. They're finally going to kick the shit out of Army like I always root for them to do.
What do you mean finally? I think Navy's kind of been dominating them. I think Army won it like once in the past few years, but
I'm taking the under.
I've got the over.
all right, next up is North Texas at 5.5. Give me the over.
I like the over on North Texas. I like them.
I also like the over.
I also like the over.
All right.
Beautiful.
Big North Texas fans in this chat.
The mean green.
Next up, we have Rice at 6.5. Give me the under.
Over for Rice. Always the over.
Is JT Daniels still their quarterback?
No, he medically retired.
Okay. Well, medically retired. Is he in a retirement home? Is he like taking out his 401k? I mean, that guy was like 1,000,000 years old. And what did they win? 7 last year? 8 maybe? I got the under.
Sorry, I got the under.
All right. Next up is USF. It's at 7.5, and I have the under for USF.
Yeah, I'm taking the under.
This one was a tough one for me. They actually have a tough out of conference schedule.
Their schedule is insane.
It's a tough schedule. I would like the over if it was any other like American schedule, but I do have the under as well.
Yeah, I have the under.
But I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're bad.
Next up is Dante's Dynasty team. We got Temple at 2.5. I'll take the under. I like taking the under on these low teams.
Over. Smash it.
I have the under.
Yeah, Dante, I'm sorry, bro. I'm taking.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, they're so bad. I'm basically giving this one away, but
Dude,
I'm going.
their
over.
out of conference is kind of tough. Well, I mean, I guess when you're that bad as Temple, you're not going to find many teams that
Her
you can get a win
comparable.
against. Yeah.
Yeah, that are gimmies. What are they going to play? Vanderbilt?
But they also don't even really play like many of like they don't play Charlotte, and I mean I don't know. I feel like they don't really play too many of the.
Yeah, no, they have a rough schedule.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Tulane, the Green Wave baby, 7.5. Give me the over. Green Wave.
I'm not gonna lie. They lost so much of their team, but that conference still sucks, and they're still Tulane. So I'm going over.
Yes, but they also got Ty Thompson, by the way. He's gonna
and they got like one of the top 10 wide receiver transfers.
Yeah, their offense is gonna be insane. I'm gonna be taking their over like every week.
I'm taking their over on win total. I guess
I'm too.
Oh, we're big Green Waves, big green guys.
I don't think they'll go undefeated like they did last year, but in conference, I mean.
All right. Next up, we have Tulsa at 4.5. I have the under for them.
Yeah, I got the under for them as well.
They're really bad, but I love Tulsa. So I'm taking their over.
I actually took their over also, even though Marshall took their number one quarterback and number one wide receiver.
They're pretty bad.
And they have an easier start. I mean, they have to play Oklahoma State, but they could probably. I think they could 3-1 maybe if they beat. But it's at Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech's not good, bro. They are not good.
Yeah, but it's just on the road for them.
It
All right.
doesn't
Next
matter
up
if you're
is
on the road unless you're playing FCS Southeast on Heisman difficulty. If you're playing a shit school on the road, it really doesn't matter.
all right. Next up, we have UAB at 6.5. Give me the under.
I'll go with the over.
I really want them to succeed, but I'm taking the under.
I have the over.
All right. And our last one for this conference, UTSA at 8.5. Give me the under for them.
Under.
Going to be the
Eric
under for me as well.
I'm going under also because their starting quarterback finally got a job. He's putting the fries in the bag.
25 years old. 25 years old. He finally he didn't even age out. He said he's stepping away from the game.
I'm sorry. Can we rewind this conversation like 6 minutes to our JT Daniels chat? It's basically the same thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Frank Harris has been in college for longer than JT Daniels.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know.
25. 25 years old.
Like
Right.
3 years from now when me and Ryan are still playing college football.
All right. So let's go over our underwhelming teams for this conference. Mine is going to be Rice. I'm not a fan of their line, so I'll take the under on them.
Well, yeah, we know you took the under. This is about your underwhelming team.
Okay. You go.
UTSA, they're going to be nothing without Frank Harris. I don't even know like what's going on with them.
The quarterback is Josh McCown's son, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they might win 2 games. Slam the under.
I'm going with Eastern Carolina. They won 2 games last year. I mean, did they get that much better?
Who's Eastern Carolina? I don't know a school by that name.
I'm sorry, East Carolina. I mean, I'm sorry. But did they really get 5 wins better from last year? I mean, I don't know.
For mine, I am taking USF because they call themselves University of South Florida, yet there's like 5 universities more south in Florida than them. And
you tell them.
I think they're fraudulent, and I hate colleges that don't play on a stadium on campus. So,
but they have a Publix on campus.
I don't like USF. I don't care.
All right. For my sleeper, give me Army. They've gone 6-6 the past 2 years, and that's with them having like 2 or 3 games against SEC teams. So I like them to do better and not get mollywopped in like half their games. Just run the ball. They also bring back their quarterback, who was actually pretty decent last year and did throw a few 100-yard games.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What?
No, that's Army.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with UAB. This conference is so bad, and they're retaining a lot of their offense. I think they're gonna probably win 9 or 10, probably 9. I don't know what their out of conference schedule looks like.
I'm going with North Texas.
No, we almost all went different on surprise and underwhelming.
Yeah, I like North Texas.
Holy shit, guys! UAB's schedule is so easy.
North Texas also has a really easy schedule.
So UAB's out of conference is Alcorn State, UL Monroe, and Arkansas, and UConn. Right? UConn is not in the. Are they?
Yeah,
in
no,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, and UConn.
Yeah, but North Texas has the 3rd best quarterback in the conference, and I think that means a lot when you're in a shitty conference.
Well, yeah, I like UA. Wait, who's your second best then?
Ty Thompson.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I like Zeno. I'm a big Zeno guy.
I mean, I feel like we probably all have the same conference player of the year.
Yeah, I don't think this. I think this one will be a sleep or a sweep. I have Seth Hennigan from Memphis.
Yeah, Seth Hennigan.
I'm gonna be different because I love my boys. Give me Ty Thompson.
I'm taking Seth Hennigan.
I thought about Zeno. I really like Zeno. I thought about it, but it's Hennigan.
I also think it's possible we might all have probably close to the same teams. I guess we kind of did have the same thing for the SEC, surprisingly.
Do we
So
all
I
have
have
Memphis winning it all? Can I just ask that?
yes, I have
Yes.
Memphis.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh, cool.
Um,
How many of us also have Tulane as the runner-up?
Nope.
Oh,
Oh.
Boo.
he's got UAB.
I do. Memphis over UAB.
Okay. I want to get picky with it because I think it's going to be very cool. It's the last game of the season where
Yeah,
Tulane plays
back
Memphis.
to back. Yeah.
So I think Tulane beats Memphis at home, but then Memphis comes back, which I think it would still be at Tulane. Do they do a neutral site for them or
Hard to
no?
beat a good team twice. No, I don't think it's neutral site. It was at Tulane last year. I don't know if that was a random selection
Okay.
and they just happened to make it, or if it was because they were in it.
But yeah, so give me Tulane to beat Memphis in the regular season, then right after that, Memphis to beat Tulane.
They do their group of five conferences usually do their conference championship at the highest ranked team's home stadium. So it'll be at whoever has more conference wins. Their higher rank in the conference, they host the championship.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was at SMU last year, but they had literally the
Tulane
same.
was undefeated, bro. It was at Tulane.
No, they were both undefeated, and they were both 11-3 overall. So that's why I don't know.
I think it was at Tulane. I'm pretty sure.
So does everyone else have Memphis over Tulane?
Yes.
Yep.
Tempted to go Tulane over Memphis.
Give me Memphis over Army.
All right, thanks for the free points. Or the free lack thereof.
Army 9-3 incoming. You are all not ready for it.
You're right.
Want to talk anything about the All-Star game? Did anything big happen
No, it was boring.
other than the national anthem?
Yep.
And the AL owning the NL like every year.
Nothing quite like nothing
I
more.
just realized we're all fans of American League teams, so no one can dunk on anyone.
Nothing more American than a drunk national anthem, a home run derby that ended in dramatic fashion, and the AL winning the All-Star game. I mean, it's the most American weekend of all
And
time.
then said alcoholic checking themselves into rehab the day after.
Well, that kind of goes hand in hand with singing the anthem drunk. But yeah, I guess you can do one without the other. I do it almost every weekend.
Yeah, and they were like, I don't think she was drunk because when my homie drinks 12 beers, he turns into prime Frank Sinatra. So, I mean, you should have heard Ryan this weekend. Bro was humming.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then this weekend we have the Open where we get to watch hopefully Rory McIlroy choke again. Max Homa at plus 10,000. Please, let this be the week he finally wins and I win $1,000. That'd be crazy. He owes me it.
I know he's been playing some rough golf, but that just seems
10,000 is crazy for him.
That's a little disrespectful, I think.
Is he dealing with something?
No, I don't think so. So obviously to basically cover all my losses, I have Scotty Scheffler winning at plus 500. A sleeper pick is Sun Jae-im, but I only took him at to come in the top 10 at plus 500. I have a Berg at plus 1,600. I have Koepka at plus 4,000. A Berg to be the top debutant at plus 125. Scotty, Schauffele, and a Berg all top 20 at plus 175. Those are my bets.
Then Naz. Yeah,
You can take Tiger to
don't
get
have
a
anything.
bogey-free round.
No, fuck no. It's never happening at the Open.
Hole in one is like minus 500, I think.
I gotta do some research on the course. I might want to do
230.
no.
Way off. Minus 230 for a hole in one.
Even still, so what does that make? No.
Plus
Plus
120, I
what,
think I just saw.
There's
Gotta
no
be
way
higher
it's
than-
plus 120.
Yeah, no, it's gotta be higher than that. That's not stuff.
Probably plus 170 or plus 180.
160.
Okay.
All right. Well, that wraps it up. Oh, I think I saved it. I'll sneak peek who we're gonna do next week. Where to go, where to go, where to go. Here we go. Next week we're gonna be doing the independent and Pac-2 teams and the Sun Belt.
Wait,
Oh boy, next week can't come fast enough.
wait. I did have something for the All-Star game. Or I'm sorry, it's not the All-Star game, but it was MLB related. Nick Castellanos did hit a home run the night that Trump almost got assassinated, and I feel like that was a lock, and we missed out on that.
Well, he hit it
Well,
before.
you hit it before. So
Oh, I'm sorry, my timing was off.
I mean,
So-
no, but it is still notable though.
It is notable, but we couldn't have bet on it.
So now we know Castellanos' powers aren't limited to after an event happens. It could
He's
also
grown
trigger.
stronger.
It could also yeah, he's now gotten strong enough that he can trigger said events.
So what I'm hearing is Castellanos hitting a home run is basically like whenever you step on a crack, they say you're going to break your mama's back.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty
Anytime
much.
anytime he hits a dinger, you gotta be looking both ways when you cross the street.
You better be.
I'm starting to. If
Yeah, but
he
you
hits
have to
a
be
homer,
notable
I'm
enough.
watching the nightly news.
Yeah, we're not going to be affected by Castellanos. I guess if it's a major worldwide event.
Only like significant political powers.
Or celebrities, yeah.
Yeah.
Shirt's on inside out. Oh,
Okay. And
right.
Run
Payne
this
outro.
out.
Stay
it's
twisted.
backwards.
Oh, wait. Let's wait for it.
Sorry.
Yeah, Michael, shut up and let Peyton do the outro.
This was
Yeah,
supposed to
stay
be on the
twisted. Shut up. Stay
Oh.
twisted.
See y'all next time.